Calling to order the regular meeting of the Wheeling Plan Commission for Wednesday, December 18th, 2024. Please stand for the pledge. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Commissioner Riles.
Here.
Commissioner Meyer.
Here.
Commissioner Casper.
Here.
Commissioner Sprague is here. Commissioner Smart.
Here.
Commissioner Heiken.
Here.
Chairman Johnson.
Here. Ms. Nyes, any changes to the agenda?
Nope. Well,
And we have no citizens' concerns and comments, no consent items. So the first item for review is PSP MIN 240036, request for minor site plan and appearance approval to construct a new outdoor security facility and associated improvements for FedEx at 1430 South Wolf. Ms. Nyes.
so earlier this week, the petitioner sent an email requesting that we table the docket and move it to, or continue it to the January 8th Plan Commission meeting. So if we could get a motion on that.
So moved. Second.
Smart and Meyer. Commissioner Smart.
Yes.
Commissioner Meyer.
Yes.
Commissioner Riles.
Yes.
Commissioner Casper.
Yes.
Commissioner Sprague is a yes. Commissioner Heiken.
Yes.
Chairman Johnson.
Yes. All right, moving right along. We have PSU 240026, request for special use approval to amend the special use for a recreation and instruction facility granted by Ordinance number 5642 for Frog Pickleball LLC at 1470 South Wolf. Ms. Nyes?
So a brief overview. So this is actually a special use. There's no public hearing required because we're just amending it. So a couple of months ago, or in March, Frog Pickleball received a special use for a recreation and instruction center. And in the cover letter, they stated their hours of operation, and the petitioners here, they're going to go over it. But now they want to change those hours of operation. And because in the cover letter and as part of their presentation, they presented it with those different hours of operation, they have to come back and amend it. It's kind of like when someone changes the landscape plan or the site plan. So the new cover letter will be what's being swapped out in the new special use. So with that, if you want to come up.
Now, do they still have to go to the board?
Yeah, you still have to go to the board after this. So we still have to pass our findings on to the
Okay.
board. So it's just a recommendation here. The board will make the final.
Okay, thank you.
And you can use the mouse. Is there a mouse up there?
Oh, here, sure.
Because your presentation should be right after this.
Okay.
If not, I can move it for you. There you go.
Okay, yeah, so,
Well, if you could just let us know your name
yeah.
and just so everyone knows your name.
yeah, my name is Sunny Shi. I'm an owner of Frog Pickleball, and I have my family here. My daughter and my wife is here. And so we are asking change the operation hour from 7 to 11, was originally approved, to 24/7. The reason is that with the help of technology, we actually start to discover during the development process that we are capable of doing that. I'll show you why. So first of all, three main points. The gym is fully functional to run 24/7 and secure for the following reasons. First of all, we have 24/7 security cameras cover the whole premises. And then we have two door locks for double security. So I'll explain a little bit more details how those two locks work. And then we have motion sensor lights. So all the court lights, they are motion censored. When people leave, after a certain time, they will shut off. Yeah. So the three reasons. So I'll go over a little bit more detail. So 24/7 security camera, we use the Lorex app system. And there's a snapshot of the 13 cameras we set up on the premises. And then, of course, you click on each camera, you will see a more detailed view of that camera. And it's recording 24/7 on all the cameras. And we also set up motion alert. You can set up motion alert, and it will alert us on our cell phone when someone, some motion movement in certain courts. So those are all customizable. So right now we set up on the front door. Every time a person comes in, it will send us a notification. And this monitoring can be done, of course, on site. We have a server room, have all the equipment there. Can also be monitored online through our cell phone or on a computer. So that's the 24/7 security system. And a two-door lock mechanism. So this is actually integrated with the reservation system. So when a member wants to book a court coming to play, they use the system called Court Reserve. And this application integrated with a lock called remote lock. So the physical lock is actually integrated with the court reservation system. So if I book a court, then I will receive an email of a code that can open the front door. And that code only valid 30 minutes before my booking time and 30 minutes after my booking time. So that code is only valid for a short period of time and for me to enter to play. That's the first door. And then when you enter the first door, they need to scan their membership QR code on their phone to receive the second code on the screen to greet them that thanks for signing in. And then the second door code is displayed on the screen for them to enter the second door. So both of the door code are kind of dynamic. They change based on the player. So we think this is very secure. And of course, the camera system is also monitoring who enter and who leave the facility. So that's the two-door lock system. And I have a picture of the two doors. So this is the front door. So they receive the code, they enter in the code, enter the first door. And then this is the second door. It's inside door. And this is the example of I register for a court, so I get a door code, we call PIN code. So I can enter the first door, and then I scan my ID card on the scanner. Then this is the monitor that basically have a greeting, and then tells me what's the second door's code. Then I enter the second door. And then court lights, they are all motion censored for all 8 courts. Basically, when they come in, it's dark, but when they work on the court, it will light up. And then when they leave, after a certain time, it will shut off. Yeah, so that's the conclusion. Any question?
Well, we might have some. Let's start with Commissioner Heiken.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
So when they're done playing, how long can they stay in there?
When they're done playing, how long can they stay in there?
Yeah,
We don't have any, basically, the court reservation is for every 2 hours. After they're done playing, they can stay as long as they want physically. There's no enforcement how long they can stay in there.
so you have no attendant there?
We will have under peak hours when we do some ordered play, like open play or coaching sessions, but we plan most of the time have no attendant there.
And
It's all
what happens
monitored.
when someone gets injured?
If someone gets injured, we will have notice put on there to call 911. We have some first aid kits put in the side of the court, but they probably have to call the emergency themselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have enough bookings to cover 24 hours?
Enough, sorry.
Enough bookings, enough
Oh, right now, right?
you're full the whole 24 hours?
Oh, we have not opened yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, opening time is this Saturday. We have our grand opening, yeah. Yeah, right now the hour is 7 to 11, yeah. We just thought because the system is all fully functional, so we just want to open up if people want to play midnight. We just want to give them that option, yeah.
Okay, so you're open, when you open, your hours are going to be 24/7?
We're
That's your
asking for
intent.
that, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's all I have, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner Smart.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening.
Good evening.
So you haven't opened yet.
Correct.
Do you have any indication that people want to play from 12 until 2 or 1 until 3 in the
Until
morning?
We have some young people, they said, like they may want to come in the evening,
Evening, the middle of the night evening?
Yeah, middle of the night. Right.
And they'll be unattended. You won't have an employee there, right?
No,
Okay. When you came before the special use, the last time you were here before us, notice had to go out to neighbors and everybody like that. And it didn't need to go out today for anything. So I guess my question is, why did you change your mind from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. to 24/7? What changed your mind?
because we didn't know there's a technology like this before. We thought when we applied for the permit 6 months ago, we don't know there's a hardware actually connected to. You can get a dynamic code to open the door by the members themselves. So the technology give us that thought so we can serve the community better, so people have more option what time to play.
Do you have to be a member?
Yeah, you have to sign a waiver. All that is strictly enforced. When you sign up membership, you have to sign a waiver, and then of course when you come in, you have to sign your membership QR code to get through the second door.
So anybody could sign up to be a member and come in at 2 o'clock in the morning and do whatever they wanted to do, right?
It's all monitored. Remember,
It
They
is
cannot do-
monitored.
right.
But
right.
if anything awful happened, you'd be dealing with it after the fact, right? Since you have no employees there.
So if we have employee, it will be in the front desk. We are not going to be able to see all the courts all the time, the same.
Okay.
Yeah, right. So we thought the monitoring system actually gives a much better coverage of what's happening on the court. Right.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Sprague.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening.
Good evening.
So is your membership, is it a membership dues or fee, or? how
Yeah, we
does
have membership dues, and then when they book court, there's different time with different fees.
So it's like a monthly,
Yeah, monthly fee plus the court fee.
okay. My main question is, how are you going to prevent piggybacking into your facility?
You mean like someone follows someone else?
Yes.
Good question, yeah. So again, we can only use the monitoring system. When they scan their badge, right, we have a camera, we'll see who's scanning their badge in. And then let's say I took someone else, come with me to play, right? And I look at the court, only one person checked in and 2 people are playing there, then the second person is yeah. Then we will follow up with them.
I see that could possibly be a large issue, especially late at night, like you were saying, 1, 2 in the morning, when you don't have a lot of reservations. One reservation could allow multiple people in to use your court. And how would you enforce that?
That's a good question, yeah. Right now, we don't see any way to enforce that, but we do know who actually booked the court. So we'll go back to that person and maybe have we call collection process, ask him what's going on, right? He will be the one responsible for make sure, if I book the court and my wife will come out to me for money. So, but no way to enforce it. We trust this will be people who come to play pickleball will be good people. They just want here to have some fun playing pickleball. We will specifically put very clear sign, no alcohol, no smoking, that kind of stuff on there. Yeah, and of course, yeah.
Well, the problem is, there's many people out there that will try to take advantage of your system. If that was to occur, is there someone monitoring your cameras?
During the day, we will monitor. During the evening,
What
we
if
may
that
not.
happened in the evening?
Yeah, like we will set up alert. Remember, we can set up alert. So let's say if many people come in, we will receive alert that, okay, 10 people come in, supposed to be only 4. At that time, we may take some action.
Now, would you notify the police, or?
Not at this time. We don't have that planned. Yeah.
So you would take matters into your own hands as far as
It's
if there was violations?
Yeah, it's like more of a retroactive action. We probably go to the people who booked the court, who is responsible, and go to them to ask what's going on and then trying to prevent it from happening again in the future. Yeah.
I kind of feel as though, is there any reason why you couldn't use this system with the hours that you originally were going to have?
Yeah, the system definitely can be used in the original hours.
And not have hours between,
Yeah.
like midnight
Midnight
and
to
4 in the morning or
Right,
something?
right. Yeah, we just feel that give people more option. That's what our purpose. Yeah, it's yeah. The whole system now, of course, works for the previous design hours. We just want to see that if nobody's open up, nobody want to come, it's okay too. But we just want to give the community a little bit more like variety, what they can choose.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Commissioner Casper.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So in Niles, not far from where I grew up, there was a movie theater, and they turned it into a health club, and it's open 24 hours a day. And I still find it hard to believe how many people, when I'm going home late at night at 2 o'clock in the morning, are working out. So I don't do that. I go to bed early and I get up early. My concern is, God forbid, absolute worst case scenario. Let's say it's 2 in the morning and there's 2 people playing pickleball in whatever the farthest corner is from the entrance, and God forbid somebody has a medical emergency. How do first responders access this facility if one person is stricken and maybe the other person is able to be providing CPR? How would fire, paramedics be able to get in?
Oh, to get in, right. We actually give the fire department a set of keys. I think the
Okay.
key was set right. They have a lockbox.
Okay.
Yeah, the fire chief actually
It's a
went
stupid
there.
question, but that was the only thing I could think of is like in the middle of the night, if something happens,
Right.
then they got to be able to get in.
Okay.
Okay, that's all I had, thanks.
Commissioner Meyer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So I fully acknowledge, and we're very happy to see your business here. I acknowledge you want to provide more options. I share some of the concerns that have been expressed here this evening. I'm happy to hear that if there was a medical emergency, there is a way to access the facility. But where I have reservation or pause is when you open up a facility 24/7, not everyone is going to be compliant with your rules, okay? And you don't have someone there to monitor those activities. And you admitted, there's no real way to enforce this, which I appreciate your honesty. And just getting an alert isn't going to be sufficient. And the fact that, yes, you have security cameras, but there isn't someone actively monitoring those security cameras 24/7. I have a concern for you as a business owner and also from a public safety standpoint. So, again, I'm just being candid with you to say I have a hard time with this request, even though, you're taking, steps from a security standpoint. It's the monitoring and the lack of someone actively paying attention to what's going on within this facility while it's being used.
I mean, I agree with you, your concern. I didn't think that much, right? We thought if we can monitor, if someone break the rule, we can go back to them, trying to enforce it for the future. That we thought it's good enough.
But you could have someone come in after hours, and, as mentioned, they could bring friends, right? Get in the door, and, they could be having a party in your facility, right? And there isn't necessarily someone there to enforce the rules. So that's my concern. Again,
Yeah,
I appreciate the fact that, you've got your business here in Wheeling, and I wish you every possible success, but I have a hard time with your request.
Okay.
That's all, thank you.
Commissioner Riles.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening. How are you?
Good, thank you very much.
I appreciate you coming out and sharing, and welcome for sure. But I have concerns just like everyone else. But one question I do have for you is that, I mean, I play pickleball, and I know at least during business hours and, you know, after working hours, there's a high demand in a good way. But to go from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. to 24/7, have you seen a trend that calls for you to switch, even though you haven't even opened yet? Because I can't imagine, with the demand of people who are involved in this sport, this growing sport, that a facility 24/7, people are going to be there trying to get in at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning to play pickleball. Now, maybe there are, you know, second shifts or third shifts or whatever the case may be, who may want to, you know, burn off some steam or whatever, but what kind of data do you have or compile that calls for switching your time to 24/7?
Oh, like I said, you know, mainly because of the technology, we thought it's there. But like Lifetime, they also do 24/7. There are some health clubs that's doing 24/7. So we just thought, you know, it's a good opportunity. You know, we have things here, so we just want to give it a try.
Sure, no,
I
I
don't know.
understand that, and yes, there are facilities where you can go export or whatever, and you can work out in the morning, or, you know, overnight or whatever the case may be. But I know that there aren't any, let's say, gyms or basketball courts open that people are going to go play at 2 o'clock in the morning. I think working out is a different animal compared to playing pickleball. So I would recommend sticking with the initial hours that you have, and if that demand grows and more people are showing interest, then you can revisit the 24/7, but also inquire about steps that you can take to protect yourself as well as the members who are coming in or who are interested in coming 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. My other question is, anyone, whoever enters to play, regardless of whatever time, they have to be a member?
Yeah.
Okay?
You have to be a member.
So if I come with a group of 7 people, all 7 of my friends have to be a member in order to enter the facility.
There is a type called visitor membership. So that membership, you still have to sign waiver. So basically, everyone has to sign a waiver. Everyone have to scan in, use their phone of the QR code. And the visitor, there's no membership fee, but visitor, the court fee is different. Visitor is more expensive.
So the court fee is for the initial member who signs off on it.
Sign off on it. If you bring a visitor, then you can pay for them.
So if I want to court and I want 7 other people, 2 courts,
Right.
4 and 4,
Right.
I'm paying for both courts and for my members,
For the visitors.
for the visitors?
Right, right.
Okay, all right. So thank you for sharing that and clearing that up. As I mentioned, I think it's probably important for you to stick initially with the hours that you have, and then, you know, over time, evaluate, you know, the growth. And then if it calls for you to extend to 24/7, to me, that would be a better business practice moving forward as opposed to
Right now, okay.
initiating this.
Yeah, I appreciate I think.
So thank
makes
you.
sense.
I appreciate you too.
Right.
Thank you so
Makes
very
sense,
much.
yeah.
Thank you.
I concur with Commissioner Riles. You might want to just start out with your original hours and see what kind of clientele you get,
Right.
how trustworthy they are,
Yeah, that's-
and before you open it up 24/7, it's dangerous to you.
Okay, yeah, I appreciate your,
Yeah. So, clarified that anybody coming in, unless they're visitors, has to be a member.
correct.
booking person in whatever their waiver is, they clearly understand that they're responsible for their guests.
Right, right.
All right,
I have another question.
I do too.
okay.
Go ahead.
It's for Marcy. If there was a subsequent hearing to change hours to 24/7 after this one, the east side is Prospect Heights, it's residential. Is a public notice ever going to go out again for any amendment to this special use, for the change in hours to 24/7?
Let me double check. I don't know that our code requires it for an amendment to a special use.
I'm assuming no, since it didn't have to go out for today,
Right.
but just,
No, if it gets denied, he has a current one. If he applied again for the same amendment, it'd be the same process. So I'm seeing if there's any time where an amendment to special use requires a hearing.
thank you. Go ahead.
My question also, so if there's a no vote, that means he's only be able to open 7 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Correct.
Correct.
Can he be open till 12, or? If you is it cut black and white that one way or the other?
It would be black and white unless we change it.
I mean, I guess he's asking right now to amend the hours of
Yeah.
operation, so you could certainly make adjustments.
Well, here's why I say that. Most of the other pickleball places are open till 12. So it puts them right in line with everybody else.
Are they open earlier than 7, or are they open?
They open at
7?
5.
Oh,
They're open 5 to 12.
I don't know how we write that in a condition.
the hours are amended to X, you can,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
But if, I would take a poll if that's what people are thinking.
I don't know if you'd be willing to do
Thanks
that.
for your, I appreciate your recommendation, definitely. Yeah, that's very,
That eliminates part of the problem,
right,
and it
right.
puts you in line with everybody else.
right. Appreciate it, thank you.
Yeah, my thought was more on the morning hours, not even the evening
The
ones.
morning
'cause
hours will be taken care of from 5 o'clock on.
I'm just saying 7 a.m. seemed almost later to me when we were
7
thinking.
is
Yeah,
almost too
so
late.
if he expands it to 5 to midnight,
Yeah.
But I go back to my question. I mean, when this came up for a hearing and the public was notified, they were notified about 7 to 11.
Correct.
And to sit here tonight and do 24 hours or do 5 to midnight, that does not feel right to me. That's all.
If the hours were 5 a.m. to midnight, would you have someone staffed there during those entire hours?
We, even during 7-Eleven, we may not have all the time. Yeah, that's our plan, yeah. If there's activity, someone need to be there, we will be there, yeah.
all right, so where does that leave us then?
If you want, you can take a poll about changing the recommended hours, or you can take a vote as is.
Commissioner Heiken, your feelings are 5 to midnight?
If he's willing to do that
Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
as a
thank you.
compromise.
Art,
Vote as is.
as is, 24/7?
Yes, either
Or-
vote it up
or-
or down.
Up or down, okay. Sprague?
5 to 12 would be fine for me.
Mr. Casper?
I share the concern of Commissioner Smart, sorry. At this point, without having given notice, I would prefer to just stay with the 7 to 11 for now until it opens, and we could always reconsider it after the operation is going.
Commissioner Meyer?
I can support the 5 to midnight.
And Commissioner Riles?
I think that there should be a notice also, but I'm open to your proposal, so to speak, of 24/7, only if you have someone at the facility at all times. I think that's very important, it's very crucial, and again, it not only protects the members, but it protects you as a business owner as well. And so I would support the 24/7 if there's a physical person there on site throughout that time.
Yeah, I think thank you for that. I already agree with you at this time, maybe 24/7 is not really a feasible option. So I think 5 to 12 is what I'm asking for right now. Yeah,
But still without someone being there the entire time.
correct. Right.
I think it's in your best interest. I don't know what your budget or your the financial stake is or whatever, but I think for you, it's important to really consider and think about having someone physically there, regardless of the working hours, because as we discussed here, life happens, and unexpectedly, and you don't want to be unexpectedly caught off guard and then scrambling to try to correct something that could have been prevented. So I think it's in your best interest to seriously, regardless of whatever the time is, have someone physically on site to protect your members and to protect you.
Okay. Yeah, thanks.
Thank
for the
you,
advice.
thank you.
So Commissioner Riles, is your answer a no for the 5 to 12?
No, I'm open to it.
I would clarify that under our current code revision, that doesn't have any amount or standard for another public hearing or public notice requirement per our code. If one way to, I guess, mitigate if that is a number of commissioners' concerns is if the petitioner is willing to continue this matter and provide notice, just, it wouldn't be a public hearing, but provide proof of notice to residents of this, of this consideration. That's, it'd be voluntary, it's not something required under our code. So I don't know that we could require it, but you could certainly inquire the petitioner if that's something they'd be willing to do to try to get the full commission support.
Well, to finish out our poll, I would support the 5 to 12 thing too.
Okay.
So
It's 5-2.
5-2, so two
Okay.
people would rather have it noticed and another public hearing.
Correct.
Going to the board, so.
Yes.
Okay, so,
So then you guys are saying you want a condition that states the hours of operation shall be modified, is that how I should write it? Shall be
Yeah.
modified
Yeah.
to 5 a.m. or modified, to 5 a.m. to midnight?
Right, so the motion would read to amend the cover letter for Frog Ball Pickleball LLC to modify the hours of operation from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. to midnight. Instead of.
Oh,
it's
don't
a-
make it as a,
Don't make it as a condition, really, just the motion
so I
changes.
just changed the motion.
Just change the motion, yeah.
Okay, so from 5 a.m.
Well, no, keep that part
you're
the same.
good with that? You-
Yeah,
Attended.
For now?
Same
And
24
thank you.
hours portion.
you can,
Yeah.
if conditions
Yeah.
are so good that you need to be open all night, then you can come back and
okay. I hope
see us
so.
again.
Okay.
Okay, so the actual motion has changed. Recommend approval of docket number PSU 240026, granting special use approval to amend the special use for a recreation and instruction facility granted by ordinance number 5642 as required under Title 19 zoning of the Wheeling Municipal Code, Chapter 1910, use regulations and associated sections to amend the cover letter for Frog Pickleball LLC to modify the hours of operation from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. to midnight. Should I ask for a revised cover letter as a condition?
Yes,
Okay. I'll say before the,
board meeting.
yeah, so a revised cover letter shall be submitted prior to the village, prior to appearance before the village board.
So when is the next village board meeting? If he's opening Saturday? Can't open?
When he opens
No,
Saturday.
he can open with the regular 7 AM to 11 PM hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is just to change it, any change from that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. And when would they go to the board?
Is it January
6th.
6th? January 6th.
6, okay,
Ah, okay.
January 6. So we'll come back here again, January
Yeah.
6, okay, that's fine.
For the village board, yes.
Okay.
Okay, so, based on what Marcy just read, do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second. Meyer, Sprague.
Yep.
Commissioner Meyer.
Yes.
Commissioner Sprague is a yes. Commissioner Riles.
Yes.
Commissioner Casper.
Yes.
Commissioner Smart.
No.
Commissioner Heiken.
Yes.
Chairman Johnson.
Yes.
Okay, so I will follow up with you tomorrow with a letter just outlining this, and then you'll go to the village board on January 6th, and they'll make the final decision. This is a recommendation
Okay,
to the village board.
okay,
Okay?
okay, thank you,
You.
Thank you.
thank you.
Good luck.
Good luck.
All right, next we have approval of minutes of the regular meeting of December 4th, 2024, including the finding of fact for docket number PSU 24-0025.
So moved.
Second.
Sprague and Heiken. Commissioner Sprague is a yes. Commissioner Heiken.
Yes.
Commissioner Riles.
Yes.
Commissioner Meyer.
Yes.
Commissioner Casper.
Yes.
Commissioner Smart.
Yes.
Chairman Johnson.
Yes. Other business, Ms. Nyes, what you got?
I do not have anything.
No. All the stuff going on around here and you have nothing. Commissioner Riles,
Nothing, thank you.
Commissioner Meyer,
Nothing. Happy holidays.
Mr. Casper,
Nothing, thanks.
Commissioner Sprague,
Happy holidays to everyone.
Commissioner Smart,
Happy holidays.
and Commissioner Heiken.
Ditto.
And ditto from me as well. Happy holidays. See y'all next year.
Yep.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned.